Rain going into Hampton Roads, winds out of the northeast here helping to shove some of that water up into the Chesapeake Bay. The radar is honing in on the possibility of a tornado being on the ground with this. As of course, the wind is a huge threat with this storm, but the biggest threat and the deadliest threat by far is the water.
That one, I'm going to go with true.
And you've been around to see enough tornado warnings here at the station, so you know what that means. Yeah, now we're in the 50s and 60s across his Dillon. He met us last year in the Storm Tracker Tour, and we brought our weather center, but he brought his own. Traveling along 11E, we just made our way into Piney Flats, and one of the things we're seeing is just some wet roads still. 2 out of 3 are working in our favor. That's dry air and dry ground. And Greene County in our region saw the most tornadoes, with 5 recorded across the county. 2 EF3s touched down. Welcome into Above Appalachia, a special edition of News 5, where we showcase the best images we've captured with our Sky 5 drone. Step 2, tropical storm. This is when a storm gets its name. 80s returning and kind of upper 80s by the late part of the week.
I loved the picture of Rusty, by the way.
So cute, right?
I know, so cute.
Things are going to be way different tomorrow than they are right now. Very calm in the Tri-Cities with temperatures in the 40s and 50s at this hour. But look at tomorrow morning. As we go into 8 a.m., clouds over a large part of the region and heavy rain at times through the morning. Temperatures will be in the 50s as we go through the morning. In fact, probably getting in the mid-50s as we go towards the middle to late morning. As we go towards lunchtime, look at this band of orange here. That's a band of heavy to moderate rainfall moving through as we go towards lunchtime. And then as we go into the afternoon and evening, you can see the snow coming from the north and west. That will advance off towards the east, moving into areas like Norton first in parts of Wise County, Lee County, and Pennington Gap. Then Scott County gets in on the snow. And eventually by 5 o'clock, a large part of our region experiencing wintry weather as temperatures dip down into the 30s by around 7 o'clock, and we're only going downhill from there. Now, before all this happens tomorrow, I do want to make you aware that we're going to see some gusty winds tonight. 20, 30, 40 mile per hour gusts will be possible through the overnight, especially in the Tennessee mountains where high wind warnings are in effect. You can kind of pick out the areas here in these bright pink color or purple colors where we'll see the highest wind gusts. Be aware of that tonight. Those will die down tomorrow in the afternoon. Rainfall forecast with this decent amount of moisture coming our way even before we see some of that transition over to snow across the area. About an inch of rain and then a little bit more moisture, of course, with the snow as it pushes through. Once again, kind of an hour-by-hour look tomorrow. Notice the temperatures dipping down in the evening. By 11 o'clock, we're in the 20s, which means that anything that's out there that isn't frozen will be frozen pretty quickly. Let's time it all out for you on this map here on Future Track. You notice the scattered showers pushing in by daybreak on Thursday, and then we go into Thursday afternoon, and here comes that heavy band of rain, once again advancing off towards the area and moving through. Tune in to David Boyd tomorrow at noon. He'll be tracking that as it pushes through. As we go towards 1 o'clock, here comes that snow band, first moving into parts of southwest Virginia and southeast Kentucky. By 3, 4, 5 o'clock, overspreading the area. As you tune into News 5 at 6 tomorrow, it will likely be snowing across parts of our region. And then as we go over the next couple of hours after that, the heaviest band of snow pushes away. But then we start to see these scattered snow showers develop and continue through the overnight and even into part of Friday with scattered on and off snow through the day on Christmas, lasting into Christmas Day evening. Now, once again, the snowfall timing, as we go into the afternoon, that's when our chances for accumulation start to go up. And the highest accumulations expected here across parts of southwest Virginia, where 3 to 4 inches. Some areas could pick up a little bit more, 2 to 3, generally largely as you head towards the Virginia-Kentucky line, and also the Tennessee and Virginia line, and higher amounts, of course, in the Tennessee and North Carolina mountains. We will look at the latest data over the next couple of hours. Meteorologist David Boyd and I will have a conference call and kind of discuss what we believe together will be happening with this and refine our forecast as needed as we head towards our shows later tonight and, of course, on social media through the next couple of hours. You can get updates as well. Road conditions as we head into Christmas Eve. Wet in the morning, icy towards the nighttime. If you're traveling on Christmas morning to someone's house, be wary. There will be some ice and snow out there, especially on back roads and side roads. And give an extra thank you to all the plow drivers who are going to be working tomorrow when they probably were already scheduled to be off. Here is your 7-day. Note the temperature on Friday, 24 degrees. That's going to go down as one of the top 5 coldest Christmases in the Tri-Cities. Somewhere on this planet at any given second, 100 lightning bolts are striking the Earth's surface with a temperature that is hotter than the surface of the sun. That's scary stuff. So it's no wonder that people are afraid of storms. ETSU professor Wallace Dixon says the fear of storms is as old as man.
Gods have been named after elements in the weather because that's one way that they can try to understand the weather is by saying that, it's caused by the god of thunder.
And that fear has been handed down for generations. Little Emery is your typical 5-year-old until the storms roll in.
She's been scared of loud noises forever. Since she was a small baby.
The sound of thunder triggers her fear.
I just get scared and go to mommy.
Dixon says our reflexive response is at play here.
Can't avoid responding to sudden, unexpected, intense stimuli, right? So you see a bright light and you shine your eyes and you hear thunder and you jump out of your seat.
Kids look to their parents to see how they should react. That's why it's important to use positive reinforcement when talking about storms. When a loud crack of thunder happens, avoid words like whoa or that was scary. Instead, say phrases such as that was cool or that was a good one. Another tip, make storm time interesting. Build a blanket for it ahead of time, complete with all the necessary storm supplies, such as a flashlight, a favorite toy or game for the kids, and some snacks. That way, when the storms roll in, they're not as scary. For adults, the fear of storms can cause even more problems. Disruptions to their lives, work, or families can occur. Len Carricker's fear of storms developed as a child, but continued into her adult life.
I think it has a lot to do more now with social media because you can't not get away from it.
Seeing images of destruction can cause you to think differently, says Professor Dixon.
Your anchor of what the definition of a storm is has been pulled into the direction of more devastation because of the availability of the images that you have.
Remember, knowledge is power. Knowing the difference between a watch and a warning can help ease your fears. Read a book on storms. Do some research. Often, if you understand something, it's not as scary. If nothing works and you're still scared, it's important to know when to get professional help.
When it's interfering with your functioning, that's when you want to get some sort of help. Are you doing things in your day to go out of your way to miss something that could be a weather event and compromising your ability to do your job or to be a member of your family?
For News 5, I'm meteorologist Ricky Matthews.
90 years ago, a tornado hit Rye Cove, Virginia in Scott County. It killed 13 people and it caused a path of destruction.
Meteorologist Ricky Matthews taking a look back at the deadliest twister ever in Virginia and how music helped the community heal.
Rye Cove, Rye Cove, Rye Cove, Rye Cove. Leafy, come up here just a minute and tell these folks about that number you just sang, will you?
Thank you, Brother Bill. That was a tragedy song that I composed about a cyclone that came through Scott County, Virginia, and killed probably 20 or 25 little school children.
Thursday, May 2nd, 1929. A day many in Rye Cove thought was unthinkable.
Everybody was stunned by it, I think. In reading about it, it stretched evidently at one point, or started in Oklahoma and made its way all the way to Maryland. And then when it hit Rye Cove, it was categorized as an F2, which I have never heard of around here in my lifetime.
Early in the afternoon, a twister descended from the clouds. When the tornado touched down in Rye Cove, there was little warning. 1929 was way before tornado warnings were ever issued and before weather radar was invented. The twister hit the Rye Cove schoolhouse, where recess had just ended. The storm struck with such a force, it flattened the school. In those days, word traveled slow. Aid was slow to arrive at first, but nearby was a man many are familiar with, A.P. Carter.
He heard about the cyclone and all the destruction, so he just made his way over to help with the relief efforts.
Following the storm, A.P. wrote a song called The Cyclone of Rye Cove.
Rye Cove, Rye Cove, Rye Cove, Rye Cove, the place of my childhood and home.
He was kind of private and guarded, but through music he could say the things that maybe he would not say otherwise. But I was looking, calculating, of course he was born in 1891, he would have been 37 years old at the time in 1929. So he would have had 3 children who were roughly the same ages of the children who were killed and injured. So naturally, of course, being the good Christian man that he was, he wanted to do everything that he could.
The F3 tornado killed 13 people, 12 students and a teacher. 54 people were injured. To this day, the Twister is still the deadliest in Virginia history.